prize dead pedal arm, and my long shot value play, state of the end, Florida Derby.
Trust the Profits is proud to be sponsored by Game of Silks. Go to silks.io to get in the game. Real ownership, real races, real rewards.
Sure bet coffee.
Sure Bet Coffee, yes. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of these slides for a moment here. Sure Bet Coffee. Glad to have you guys aboard for this takeover. SureBetCoffee.com. TTP20 to get 20% off. That is a Trust the Profits 20% off Sure Bet Coffee. There is nothing better than pouring through a PP with a cup of coffee, a great cup of coffee, and you get that from Sure Bet Coffee. I just wanted to throw that in there. What a great sponsor for us to have. Thank you, Sure Bet Coffee. Let's get on with the Florida Derby. We're doing a full field rundown here of the Florida Derby. It is happening Saturday, the 30th. That's right, Saturday, the 30th of March, this month that we're in right now. It is a $1 million purse. Whew. Man, we'd love to be in Game of Silks for that one, right? A $1 million purse. What does that translate to? We're going to find out shortly from our Game of Silks friends. It is 9 furlongs. It is on dirt. It is at Gulfstream Park. They have 11 horses entered in, some familiar faces. This is going to be a good one. Why is it going to be a good one? Well, it is almost always a good one. I mean, look at these familiar faces that we see here. We've got Forte, White Barrio, Known Agenda, short career for Known Agenda. Yes, we know that. Forte was going to be the Kentucky Derby favorite last year before scratching. The second place horse Mage won the Derby. Things can happen here. 'Tis the law. Obviously, a horse that we all saw as being a competitor for the Kentucky Derby in his year before losing to Authentic. Maximum Security. Some thought should have won that Kentucky Derby. There was a disqualification there. Going down the list, Always Dreaming, Audible, Nyquist, Constitution's in there. Todd Pletcher is in there a lot. This is what to look forward to in the Florida Derby. They've got some Todd Pletcher horses in this one too. Couple key Todd Pletcher horses. Let's just jump into it and find out here. What do we got? Frankies Empire. No, that is not my dead pedal arm. Getting closer. 4 wins in 8 races for Frankie's Empire. 3rd place at Fountain of Youth. 5-horse race. Not super impressive. 2 lengths back of Dornoch. But he was the winner of the Seol Stakes, beating Le Dombreau by 3.5 lengths in that one. Already 8 races into his career. Frankie's Empire. Definitely an interesting choice. Fountain of Youth. Hard one to judge in terms of this race, so only 5 horses in that one. Moving on. Hades. What do we know about Hades? Winner of the Holy Bull. 3 races, 3 wins for Hades. Some of us sort of chucked him aside when we saw Fierceness was in that race, but Hades had something else to say, right? Beating Domestic Product by 2 lengths in that one. Beating Fierceness, Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, by 3.5 lengths in that one. Says a lot about Hades, right? Paco Lopez in the mount there. Before that, I mean, who cares? He won both his races before that. An 8-length win over North Shore Drive in a 7 furlong allowance race. His maiden broke his maiden first time out, being Arrogancy by 0.5 length in that one. I mean, Hades definitely up for consideration in this one, and a pretty badass picture, I must say. Bailout. Yeah, broke his maiden second time out. This is a Todd Pletcher horse with Jose Ortiz in the mount. That second time out, going 8.5 furlongs, 89K maiden special weight race. Came back from 4th place to take the lead down the stretch over Tour of the City, winning by 0.5 length in that one. This is a big race for Bailout. I believe he was scheduled to be in the Fountain of Youth and scratched out of that one, because I did have a slide already prepared for him. I believe I spoke about him at one point already. It's going to be his first big race, and it is definitely a big one. Yeah, bail us out. And out of 11 horses, is this your pick? We will see. Grand Mo the First. All right, guys, here it comes. Let me get to it. That's right, sounding the klaxon for Grand Mo the First. Dead pet alert. I gave a long look at Grand Mo the First. Why? 3rd place finish at Tampa Bay Derby, staying 1 to 2 lengths off the pace in that one, finishing neck and neck with Domestic Product and No More Time. If you like those 2 horses, you have to like Grand Mo the First. 3rd place finish at the Seol Stakes, 3 lengths behind Frankie's Empire, horse we just talked about. up there. Wasn't on my dead pet alert. And third place finish at the Zuma Beach Stakes on turf in that one, closing from eighth place, finishing 3 lengths behind Endlessly. Endlessly just recently winning the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Victor Barboza Jr., Emiseo Yaramio, Grandmo the First. Man, tempted, tempted. Is that my long shot? Oh, let's see, let's see. Real Macho, 2 wins in 5 races for Real Macho. Maybe six races, 5 races. Fourth place finish at the Fountain of Youth, 7 lengths back of Dornock. I mean, right away, I'm ready to chuck him aside. Fountain of Youth, 5 horses. If you can't keep it close in that one, you got some work to do here. Before that, ran 1 mile, 91K allowance optional claimer, closing from 5 lengths back to win by a neck over Born Noble. Ran 8.5 furlongs before that, allowance optional claimer, placing fifth. Never really making an impact. Changing up of jockeys as Tyler Gaffleone is on Liberal Arts in Arkansas. So there you have it. Javier Castellanos in this one. Real Macho. Moving on. Le Dombro. Oh man, this is a horse that whew, got more interesting once half the field scratched in the Fountain of Youth. Did finish second place in the Fountain of Youth, just under 2 lengths behind Dornock in that one. Second place finish at the Swale Stakes, finishing 3 lengths behind Frankie's Empire, closing from fifth in that one. Very strong horse down the stretch. Ninth place finish at the Remsen, never really got going in that one. In 6 races, only one time finishing out of the money, and it was the Remsen. A Remsen that was probably a little colder than Le Dombro is used to. So obviously a horse that is up for contention here, a horse to consider. Catalytic. Interesting placement here for Catalytic. Interesting placement because haven't seen him train up to 8.5 furlongs yet. Second place in an allowance optional claimer, 50K purse in that one, 3.25 lengths behind Classic Joke, 6 furlong race. First time out, maiden special weight, 50K at GP, beating Secret Lover by 5.5 lengths. Congratulations. 6.5 furlongs, though. Sappy Joseph Jr., pretty good judge of horses, runs very well at Gulfstream. Just for that, a bit of a consideration here, but my gut tells me no on this horse. But Safi always knows something about these horses. White Abario out of a hat. I mean, we'll see with Catalytic. I'm I'm Yeah, let's move on from Catalytic. Let's keep moving. Seminole Chief. Seminole Chief. I might have to update the race numbers on that one. Upgrading in Jockey 2, Joel Rosario. First place finished most recently on Tapita, 8.5 furlongs, 91K purse, allowance optional claimer. Great run time on that one, too. I think he ran a 141 at Gulfstream, going gate to wire, beating Oscars World by 1.75 lengths in that one. Previous to that, not so great. Withers going 9 furlongs, pushing the pace after a bumpy start, showing nothing down the stretch. But it was a muddy day. It was a cold day. Getting bumped around a little bit, I think, took something out of Seminole Chief. I expected to see more out of the Chief. First place at the Gulfstream Park, Florida Sire in reality stakes, Sire in reality stakes. I'll get that right one of these days. Going 8.5 furlongs in that one, around the 3/4 mile marker, winning by half a length over Secret Lover in that one. Yeah. Seminole Chief. Yeah, for consideration in my mind, Seminole Chief. There's a lot of good horses in this race. Come on, guys. You're picking at me, including Conquest Warrior. Holy cow, the horse that is yet to run in a major stakes race, but nobody can stop talking about Conquest Warrior. 2 wins in 3 races for Conquest Warrior. The last one, whew, it's a doozy. 91K allowance optional claimer, going 9 furlongs in that race, coming from 3 lengths back to beat Merit by 5 lengths. Pretty outstanding in that race. Yes, broke his maiden at Gulfstream over Antiquarian, beating him by half a length, coming from 5 lengths back at the half-mile mark to win that one. Talking about a deep closer here, talking about Shug McGahee, Jose Ortiz on the mount. Very interesting play here. I don't know if you're going to get a number on Conquest Warrior, but yeah, that's the thing. We don't know the morning line yet. Don't know. We'll factor that in at the end. Let's talk about that at the end. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Fierceness. Holy crap. Fierceness. Should read 420 in one lifetime up there. Failed to update that. No problem. We can move on from that because he did have a third place finish to Hades in the Holy Bull. Starting out in third place, stalking the pace, taking the lead and giving it back to Hades down the stretch. Hades took that back over. Give me that lead back. Down the stretch, losing by 3.5 lengths in that one. Not a great showing. Yeah. Yeah. Race numbers, speed numbers dipping in that one, dipping from what he ran at the BC Juvenile, beating and locked by 6 lengths in that one. Two different races, two wildly different races, I must say. And the timeout before that, Champagne Stakes, was in seventh place, 20 lengths back of Timberlake, but threw his rider halfway through the race on the, not halfway, early on in the race in that one. Momentarily, rider was able to recover, but it's one that you draw a line through. Broke was made in the first time out, 6 furlongs. That's all besides the point, right? We're talking about a horse here. You got one race you cross out. You got one race you have to question, his most recent one, and one race where it looks like he might be the best horse, the best 3-year-old on the planet right now in the BC Juvenile. Don't laugh at me. That was an outstanding race. His race time was amazing. Fierceness drops for me a little bit. I'm thinking this is a rebound, though. This has got to be a rebound, right? Rebound, guys. Come on. We got this. Iris's Dream. It's going to be a quick one here. Broke his maiden third time out on turf, beating Super Crunchy by 7.25 lengths. Pretty outstanding, but it was only a 50K race. So you have to imagine the competition isn't the same as a $1 million G1 stakes race. Iris's Dream, I think this is a bit too much for you. Let's move on to the summary, shall we? What do we got here? Wow. I mean, between safe picks, Fierceness, Hades, Conquest Warrior, those are probably the three that you would look at to say, that's my pool of safe picks to choose from. I'm guessing Conquest Warrior, maybe 4-1 morning line. Hades and Fierceness, somewhere around 2-1. Maybe a 5-2 is one of them. And I'm not sure which is which. Probably Hades getting 2-1 since he was the winner of the Holy Bull. But I'm going to Fierceness. I think if you look at who ran the best race of all, it was Fierceness in the BC Juvenile. I'm expecting and hoping Fierceness has that bounce back that some of us are hoping for here. On top of that, Seminole Chief, that is my surprise value play. I went through so many. Lay Down Bro. I did look at Grand Mo the first. Um, Catalytic even drew my attention just because it's a Safi trained horse, and this is the one that he entered in this race. So that meant something to me. But in the end, I do like the way Seminole Chief ran his last race. I can take a look at the withers. I could put the withers of the Remsen, the withers, put a line through that because he got bumped. It was muddy. He didn't appreciate that. We get good weather. Seminole Chief could be a surprise here. So key Fierceness. You got Hades in there. You got Seminole Chief and Conquest Warrior. You got to have some Conquest Warrior. I mean, Conquest Warrior could be the surprise here. Yeah, but I got to pick a horse, and I'm going Fierceness because he's run the best race up to this point, the best single race, in my opinion. That's what I've got. I'm the formula. We got some coffee for you up here. Coffee and PPs go well together. SureBetCoffee.com. Offer code TTP20 gets you 20% off those bags of coffee. Get yourself loaded with some caffeine. Have a good time watching the Florida Derby. And guys, be safe out there. Is that a good line to end on? Be safe. I'm struggling to find a good line. Have fun.